right, guys, it's Sunday. We just got back off vacation. We're getting ready to pull this old 6.7 around. Had some 6.0 parts for the 6.0 truck. Busted out. It was raining, so there's that. But plan is we are going to get the 6.7 over to the workshop and on the other side of the property, and go ahead and get some parts stabbed on. Remember, we got that S400 kit. We got to do some troubleshooting on some fuel. Brought the old race truck down here too. So we'll be having some videos up on this one soon. But as of right now, that's it. We're gonna get this thing pulled around. Just getting pulled. Drinking a beer. Just getting pulled. All right, so got this thing over here. I'm gonna show you what we got. So all the old turbo, all that kind of stuff's been removed. If I don't have, whiz wheel, I don't have acetone, I ain't got nothing to clean this stuff up with. So we going full backyard with this build. But I'm gonna get these two manifolds out. We got the SPE driver and of course the Emperor kit, minus the turbo. So we're gonna get these two things out, get those things in. DCR, we're having some fueling issues. So we keep CP4s on the shelf at the shop. So I snagged one off. I'm gonna try a brand new CP4 and just see if we're having an issue because of the DCR. We've sent it back to them. They said it tested fine, but once this thing gets a little fuel temp anyway, fuel rail pressure starts acting all kind of crazy. And that's the only thing that their test flow, can't do is simulate, once the temps get kind of hot. But then we also have like this connector here, not really the best, but we haven't had a code and it pin dragged fine. So next step, we're gonna get this thing prepped as best as we can, make sure nothing's gonna cause any kind of improper seal, where have you. Get this thing on there. Also don't have a torque wrench, so we're gonna give it a shot. I'll be stopping by the parts house tomorrow to grab all this stuff for the shop. So like I said, I don't have a GoPro to really set you guys up on time lapse, but get these two manifolds off and probably get our plate bolted down, and I will check back in then. And before I get this thing stabbed in, I guess I can show you the goodies. So this is that Emperor kit. Guys, we used to run MPD. My personal opinion, I think, and this is not doing any testing, anything crazy, but how this manifold is set up and how it feeds and how the turbo sits, I think this thing is going to outflow any kits on the market. I mean, this thing is just direct. I think spool up time is going to be awesome. This truck was daily in a 372 on an MPD setup. And I mean, it performed flawless. I loved it. I towed with it, daily drove it, raced it. That setup did awesome. This is the turbo ski we're going to be putting on. So this is a 476 from Force Inductions. We're going to stab that guy on, but just showing you guys the kit. So this is the plate that they send. Coolant and oil, they send the actual, looks like 1/8" MPT plugs. They send those, block those guys off. A little curious on this drain as it just pops in, but turbo sits high enough, I believe, that if it was an issue, we could figure that out. All your bolts, all those kits, looks like your drain line, some special stuff here. All the basics they send, exhaust manifold, and like I said, we also have the driver's side rail as well. So new gasket, exhaust manifolds, upgrade to all these Allens, and this thing does outflow the factory one. So setting that up, we also bought their high flow oil cooler setup. We got their trans line kit, and some of this stuff is mixed in with our Cummins, like this hoop, and this is the coolant bypass. That is the turbo for the 6.0 compound. This is part of the 6.0 compound. That is our stock CP4. No, it is not from CNC Fab. That's just one we reboxed. It's some of the stuff for the 6.0. Some charge pipe stuff for the Cummins. But like I said, this is what it looks like. It's in the boot and all, but we're going to try not to run any boots at all. Everything we're going to try to run vibrants. So we got some goodies in here too. Yes sir, yes sir. But all right, so we're going to get this thing installed and I'll touch back with you guys. All right guys, so progress update. Got the passenger side manifold on, all the Allen, everything like that in. Got to get a torque wrench tomorrow to finish torquing everything down. Got the plate in, turbo feed, coolant block off, and that's the actual drain back there. This quality is gonna be a little janky. I got to get me a camera set up for at the house filming, but that plate's in. Now we're going to get the driver's side manifold on. Let me show you guys the difference and why. You know, it's honestly a cheap upgrade, about the same as factory. But as you guys can see, here's our factory one. So just for one, looking at the inside, see clean, clear, fully open. It's got some, you know, casting on the side. It's just not really. Look, it actually looks like the end port closest to the front of the engine. That exhaust valve, that'd be cylinder number. Let's see, that'd be 5. Is a little bit bigger on the factory one. But the biggest difference comes when you look down. It's that to that. And you can really see, I wish it'd focus, but it's definitely a lot bigger on the SPE side. Super nice setup, see so far. So just giving you guys an update. Like I said, the color of these bolts, these Allens, a little different. Looks like stainless hardware. The other side is not. But we're gonna keep rocking and rolling with it. All right, guys, I know my editor is gonna kick my behind because I keep holding the phone straight up and down, but guys, this is one of our first SPE kits. Like I said, we've always run MPD. I am beyond thrilled about this kit. Guys at SPE, pat yourselves on the back. I mean, just how this system flows and the amount of space that we have. If anybody's running any of the other kits that have the custom up pipe setups to the T4 flange that come off the factory manifolds, you guys know it gets tight around here, and it's just, you know, you're running these pipes up. For one, ease of installation, because technically you don't have to do this pipe. Technically, you can just do the driver's side or passenger side, and it goes straight to, that is a factory charge pipe. Comes off this upgraded pipe, and that is a factory charge pipe, which still allows expansion. And I mean, it just flows, dude. I mean, it is coming out of here, flowing straight into this T4 setup. Versus coming out, going through a pipe, and then into the turb ski on both sides, then having a clamp either on the passenger or driver side up pipe setup. You know, most of the time they separate into 2 pieces. This is such a awesome kit. If you guys are looking for any DIY stuff, or, you know, looking to decide which kit to install or which one to buy or which one to get a shop to install, give this SPE one a shot. We haven't run it yet to see how it performs, but stay tuned, we'll be doing that. However, yeah, this kit's awesome. We also found an issue. So this 476 we was gonna run from Force Inductions is actually a T6 setup. I didn't even think about it. We actually had this off a compound Cummins. So this is a T6 setup. That 474 from Turbo Time that we were going to run in the Valley, we're actually thinking about maybe downsizing. Instead of running twin 74s on the 6.0, we might actually run a little slightly smaller charger in the Valley and pair it with a big one. We're unsure yet, but either way, this is a T4, this one's a T6, so we're not going to be able to run this Forced Inductions. We might actually put this Forced Inductions, because I believe this compound kit over here, I have to double check, but that looks like a T6 to me. So I believe this is a T6. We will replace this charger on the compound, which we were going to do anyway, with this Forced Inductions one. And we will stab this 474 from Turbo Time on the 6.7. So yeah, so we got that kit installed, and like I said, we're going to change up a few things. Probably one of the biggest things, I don't know, I really don't want to run a 474. I want to run a 476 because we're going to be doing 200s, and we got a ton of nitrous for this truck. The 6.0 kit is a T4 because it was for a single, so it is a T4 in the Valley, and then this compound goes to a T6. So what we might end up doing is I might just have to buy another charger. I might just have to run a 476 and just get it to T6. That might be what we do. But again, that's going to close it out for tonight, guys. A little bit of progress on the truck. You know, we've been pushing it off, but I tell you, with moving everything to the house, with this new house, with this new workshop, we have done more in this past, I'd say, month than we have the past 4 months at the shop. So it's just always hard to, you know, we grind all day, every day. You know, we stay so covered up, but we kick these trucks out. I think we had close to 50 trucks or over 50 trucks last week. And we probably, I mean, we typically range anywhere from 50 trucks. Now we've got one extra guy, so one more guy. And we were averaging about 50 trucks a month. We should be kicking out more there. So again, stay tuned for the shop content. Stay tuned for the after hours content here. And like I said, once we get these trucks rolling, guys, we're going to be doing track setups, dynos. We want to see how much these things make. So yeah, we appreciate it. Stay tuned to the channel, guys. And like I said, the next video, hopefully this thing will be running.
1 week later.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is currently Sunday. We're back at the shop. We got some more goodies in from the guys up over at SPE. Got their high flow housing, bigger turbo, more nitrous, trying to make sure we're keeping coolant, oil, everything like that flowing at max capacity. We did go with the longer one, looks cooler. Also got their high flow thermies and their high flow oil cooler. I think I might have showed that earlier in the video. And again, this is some of the stuff for the 6.0 truck. Kind of at a standstill for just a second on the 6.0. So went to run the forced inductions, 476. However, I overlooked that this thing had a T6 housing, not a T4, so we're not going to be able to run that. But right now, this thing's still down. We did manage to get our mountain bracket here from the guys over at Blessed, and we're going to get that. We had to customize it a little bit because they sold it for a 3-inch one, but every one we had was, I think it's like a 2-inch or something along those lines. But as you're probably wondering why this thing's here in pieces. Well, 2 things happened. I either A, got sold this kit without the bolts, or when we took the trash over to the burn pile, I think it might have stayed in the box. We're unsure at the moment. So that's why that ain't together. Again, we gotta get some lifters, and then we are gonna start cranking on that. Check out the box. So because, you know, at the shop, we've got a full group of guys kicking and rocking. I'm doing more or less, you know, I'm not really turning wrenches anymore a whole lot. It's a scary thing, but it's also something that I'm super proud of, because to get to that point took a lot. It took a lot of time, a lot of dedication, a lot of, you know, 4:30 a.m. nights to getting back up at 8:30. You know, there's a lot of grinding and hustling I went to get there. So to be able to start moving some of this stuff, I've still got my main box, and we got a whole complete diet cart that we bought, but you know, this US General just wasn't going to cut it. We're going to take that back and give it to a new tech. Actually, Yogi, that's right, Yogi bought that thing from me. But got this thing set up. Check us out. We're getting there. Don't worry about these two. They're missing at the very moment, but they are like right up there. But we're starting to get it set up. Still got a lot to buy. So we're getting there. Beer holder. Sweet. So to start off, a little bit of progress update. As you guys may know, I can't remember if I talked about it or not, but we were having some fuel issues when we took the truck up to UCC. The only issue we had at all, period, with the truck was a shift flare. It started developing shift flares in like 2 to 3, 4 to 5, and 5 to 6. So we didn't want to spike it on the dyno because we were shooting for the DCR record. We did not want to spike it on the dyno, you know, with having those flares, and just, so we pulled out the trans and I built it, had 0 fuel issues. Now we did add a FASS 240 and a fleece head, which I've taken off. We've been doing a bunch of diag on it. Truck's been down for a while as far as, of course, we're upgrading this and that, but fueling issue wise, trying to figure it out because it happened out of nowhere. But we sent the DCR off, got the DCR tested. It come back fine, but just all variables, everything we went to kind of, it points towards this DCR. So what we did yesterday is I went ahead, as you can see, we got the turbo sitting in this SPE kit as a 474 Borg Center from the guys over at Turbo Time. It is running a .90 housing. I'm not too happy with it. with what we're going to be doing, I kind of want a bigger exhaust housing, but we're going to try this for now and see. But check out the fitment, guys. I mean, that thing is a unit. We're going to have to do some custom modifications, probably cut this housing and kind of angle this a little bit more so towards our intercooler. Once I get this thing running right, we've got no limit coolant reservoirs, no limit intercooler. This one's no limit as well. Just trying to, you know, make this engine bay look good. We're actually going to get with them as well. And this bridge, I got to looking at it. There's really no need for this bridge anymore. So we're actually going to get their standard plates. And I'm either going to modify these or get their plates that they have and close that off to where it just, because all we have to feed literally is, this just needs to run to your heater hose line. And this guy right here just needs to run to the upper, you know, housing for the upper radiator anyway. So we don't really need that, and it'd free up all this space. But you look down in there, we've got no pump. So we yanked the DCR out. I forgot that once we do the DCR, of course, we got to put the plates, and we pull the two CP4 mounting bolts that go from the front side of the cover, or actually through the block, that hold the CP4 on. So I had to go get that today. But DCR is out. And I've got those new bolts. Well, not new, they're just, we do a lot of DCR conversions, so we had them laying around. CP4 right here. We're gonna be stabbing this stock 1516 CP4 in. We got the fuel lines for it. We're just doing that for testing. I'm unsure right now, you know, we chat with the guys over at RCD, we chat with the guys at S&S. I'm torn because I wanna run just the DCR with what we're trying to do horsepower wise. I'm unsure if we're going to do like dual fuelers, what have you. So but then again, you know, we talked to the guys over at RCD and they're talking about their CPXs. You know, I'm torn. If this checks out to be a DCR, I don't know which route I'm going to go. This will be the first time I've ever had an issue with the DCR. And just like any pumps, you know, you can't fault S&S for having an issue, because for one, you're going to have issues with any product. This product is designed to, you know, completely eliminate the risk for any metal going through the system, but there can still be situations where things happen. Just like the L5Ps with the HP4s, you know, guys are still claiming metal in the system, and we've seen it personally through the shop. Just most of the time it's like excessive like fuel contamination, what have you. But I think I've already grabbed it. So there's our burn barrel. What we're going to do is all this stuff right here, we are going to get that burn barrel off, cut a hole in the top of it, set it up to where we can get these boxes burnt, free up some space, and again, try to install this CP4. All right, guys, so got about as far as I can go. We got CP4 in, all the lines off for the DCR, the old mountain brackets and stuff. I'm at a stopping point. I was hoping to fire today, but for one, I forgot an 1812 point. Currently do not have that yet. I don't have proper fuel return hose that runs from the CP4 off to this side over here for your filter, and then goes on that rail over there for the return fuel. I've got one, I brought one, but it's the wrong one. So I've got to get that from inventory tomorrow. So this thing should fire tomorrow, and we'll see what we got going on as far as if it's, like I said, I'm not trying to put anything into place yet permanently for the CP4 setup. And like I said, I'd like to run a DCR, but I might venture out and do a, it depends if S&S is going to warranty this DCR. If they'll warranty the DCR, then I'll probably throw the DCR back on it and do a dual fueler setup on it. Probably the move. If not, they won't warranty it. Instead of buying another DCR, I'm gonna swap to a probably a 10 mil stroker in the Valley. They run a CP, like a dual fueler kit as well on top, to flow the 200s. But yeah, after work tomorrow, I should be able to grab everything from my inventory that we need. Everything bolted. Turbo, of course, is not going to be 100% installed, but I'll at least have it to where it's feeding oil and draining oil. That way we can run it for a minute. I can rev it up per se, because the other issue is once the truck, really once it started getting a little bit of heat to it, is when it started to fluctuate idle real bad, cut off, you know, low fuel rail pressure, stuff like that. once I did that, you could get it to do it if you like warmed up or, you know, tried to force a load on it. But if you just whack the throttle a couple times, it'd do it then too. So that's what I'm gonna try to do, is at least as possible to see if it is a DCR problem. If it's not, then I'm gonna continue to install and put the truck completely back factory minus the turbo setup. I'm talking take the fast out of the equation, everything out of the equation, put the factory CP4 back in it, just like it is now. Bolts everything up, which this one is the 15 to 16 CP4, but it still, you know, won't cause an issue. But we'll put everything back together and then actually start a pinpoint diag from there. Hopefully we don't have to go that route. Hopefully it's this, you know, DCR issue, and we can put that behind us because we have so much to put on this truck, so many parts to put on. We're gonna try to hit an event November 9th. It's up in Oklahoma. It is a no prep event. We're gonna try to hit it, put this truck in no prep, and I think Jesse's truck is ready, and then possibly have this girl ready. Like I said, it doesn't like much to go back in. It's surface, you know, the block stuff. We're not doing anything special to it. Surface this, pump, lifters, you know, stuff like that. So we appreciate it, guys.